graphics. Every time you talk about a new series, MVT. Now Big Pimpin' got me on conspiracy mode. Let's see. Press 1 if MVT is hidden in the chat, secretly stealing Cap G's ideas. This is the video. Okay, I did see this one. Hey. Hold on. I know we're joking, chat, but I will say this is the remember when I tell you guys, chat, that I'm always a little afraid. Like, my biggest fear is that other YouTubers will steal my ideas, right? Because I'll say this because anyone could have made Delinquent Duo, chat. Anyone could have made that video. Thank you very much, Aquamades, coming through with the Twitch Prime. I think that's our first Prime tonight. Our Twitch Prime resubscription. That is 19 months in a row, a year and a half of grown-ass manliness. I appreciate that support very much, my friend. Yeah, chat, the videos that I make, even though I'm pretty much the only one who makes these type of videos, anyone can technically make them. You know, I'll show you guys what I'm working on. I got a video about Exile Force and Gores. Gotta do a little bit of editing on my Gate Guardian video because I won't even explain it, but I should be able to honestly finish it after the stream. So I got 7 videos done basically, but anyone can make the videos that I make, chat. So yeah, I'm always very protective, even though I'll talk to you guys about, hey, what do you guys think about this idea as a video? Or do you guys think this is good? No, whatever. So, you know, that's my biggest fear, chat, is that someone will a YouTuber will see my idea and just make a video about it. You know what I mean? Cause is it sus or is it not sus, chat, that we kind of have been talking about this whole biggest flop ever, you know, cross out designator, and then Yassine puts out a cross out designator. I'm just saying it's a little sussy. I remember when Chronomaly was supposed to be nice, deck was ass. Jib, you do realize that Nibradis got delayed didn't this card get delayed a year and a half in the TCG? Because if I'm not mistaken, this card got limited in the OCG. So the reason it was ass, as you say, is because Nibradis didn't come out when it was supposed to. Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. The reason you could say, oh, this deck was, because it's like DDD. You know, Pendulum Domination was supposed to come out in the summer of 2014 or something like that, and then they dropped DDD a month before Zodiac, and yeah, of course Zodiac was gonna run it the fuck over. Zodiac was gonna run over everything over. You know what I mean? But had it not got released 3 weeks before Zoo, you know, DDD could have maybe won a YCS or something like that.
Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here.
Nibradisc. Nibradisc. It's right on the screen. Nibradisc. Do a video on Peter Chang.
Here, aka
maybe. I'm gonna do some push-ups, chat, while you guys watch. Hold on. These decks were supposed to be unbeatable, except, okay, so the concept of this video is decks that were supposed to be tier 1 that never reached their potential. Chronomaly, DDD, because of the Pendulum Domination situation I just explained. Chat, what other guesses do you guys have? Code Talkers were Code Talkers were, I mean, God, people would not shut up about that deck, and when that shit came out, it was actual trash. Were For Hire is actually supposed to be good. I don't believe that. I don't. Oh yeah, the biggest Musketeers, Magical Musketeers is one of the biggest examples ever. Will be the next Zodiac. I don't think anyone I never heard anyone say For Hire was gonna be good. So I'm what's it called? Musketeer was actually supposed to be insane. Cause the deck was supposed to it was supposed to generate so much advantage, Chad. Just activate an effect, pop a card, get a search, activate another effect, pop another card, get another search. They had a Dart Bribe from the hand. That deck was supposed to be insane. And then you realize all the monsters were 1,000 attack, and you go, oh, maybe Magic Specters? Let's play with it.
And it's time for another Twitter thread. So as we all know, there are good decks like Tearlament, and there are bad decks like everything but Tearlament right now. But sometimes decks are good or bad, not based on the quality of their cards, but on extenuating circumstances. But first, Okay, I know what you're thinking, but this is not my fault. Today's video is sponsored by Zero Damage Gaming. Zero Damage Gaming is an online storefront specializing in playmats, backpacks, and mouse pads featuring Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cardfight Vanguard inspired designs. Some more inspired than others. Each mat has a cloth top and a rubber bottom and is machine washable. Though if that last part is a selling point for you, I hope we never duel. And if we do, I will be calling a judge to collect my free win. My favorite design of theirs is the snake mat. What is wrong?
I actually don't know what this is.
Wrong with you? You can get 10% off everything on the site using the code MBT10, something I wish I would have known before I clicked purchase. Links are in the description, and if you ask me to sign the bus you mat at a YCS, I will have you ejected from the venue. Chronomaly was poised to be a metagame powerhouse in the TCG, except one of the most critical cards, Chronomaly Nebra-Disc, was not imported until years after the deck would have been viable. What?
Jib, did you know this, Jabril? Did you know this? That the most important card in the entire deck took like 2 years to get important? Did you know this, Jib?
Other decks can you think of that would have been good or bad, but for, other reasons? All right, so obviously the correct answer.
That was the combo chat. What was that archetype? What was it called? People called it Stick and Star Seraph or something like that. That was supposed to be like insane. You guys remember that archetype, chat? Like Star Seraph? You were supposed to be able to make rank 4s and like draw 2 cards and pop cards and shit. Yeah, I feel like those did not reach their potential, because yeah, that stick chair combo was like meta defining in the OCG, and I mean it was cool, but it wasn't as insane in the TCG.
So here is DDDs. Lazy says, notably, there was a week-ish long period where it was indeed the best deck until the Zodiacs released. But DD support was vastly delayed in the TCG until they finally decided to release it the week before Raging Tempest came out. The card, of course, that was missing was DD Lamia. This is arguable, but yes, Decode Talker Heat Soul was the cornerstone of a bunch of control decks in the OCG around 2020. We got it in 2000.
Bro, World Chalice, when Code of the Duelist dropped, it was supposed to be the best deck. Really? I don't remember. I gotta be honest. I don't really remember anyone kind of talking about Code of the Duelist like the decks. I mean, maybe I was just, I don't know. I mean, I was Yugi tubing, and I don't remember anyone saying that. Like, I don't remember anyone saying, like, oh, Trick Stars were insane. I think people, like, Trick Stars was okay. I don't remember anyone saying
2022, when we all had better shit to be doing. So XX Saber was insanely powerful, despite probably not being that good for 1 or 2 tournaments, because Dark Soul was worded in such a way that it was ambiguous as to whether...
I'm sorry, what? What's he saying?
So XX Saber was insanely powerful, despite probably not being that good for 1 or...
No, is he implying that, like, no. Is he implying that, like, X-Sabers weren't good? X-Saber during 5Ds was, like, insane. Is he just implying, like, after they changed Dark Soul, because what was it about Dark Soul? I think what he's talking about, chat, is with Dark Soul, if you use the Dark Soul and then you reborn the Dark Soul with, is Fultrol the one that reborns? If you reborned it with like Fultrol, I can't remember if it's Fultrol or not, you could use the same Dark Soul over and over again. Like if you somehow reborn the Dark Soul 3 times and it went to the grave, you could just get 3 searches. But like it feels like MBT is implying that like X-Saber was not a good deck, and it's like, this deck won like 3 YCSs, right? Like that's a pretty hard sell, Chad, to be like, oh, this deck won like fucking 3 YCSs. Like, what are you talking about?
2 tournaments, because Dark Soul...
No, I know it wasn't a hard one, but it's just, he's implying that, to me, it just seems like he's implying that it wasn't a good deck. But like, this, chat, look, do the research. Do the research, chat. This deck won like 3 YCSs. Like, don't sit here and act like it wasn't a good... X-Sabers was insane.
It was worded in such a way that it was ambiguous as to whether
In fact, I'm pretty sure X Sabers was the deck that got Cold Wave banned. I'm pretty sure that Cold Wave was still legal after Synchro Cat. I'm like 90% certain, chat, this was the deck that definitively got Cold Wave banned because people used to play Cold Wave in X Sabers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Instances of it flipping.
I thought it was Dark Strike. No, I'm pretty sure Cold Wave was. I could be wrong about that. September. Let's go 2011. I'm pretty sure, chat, that Cold Wave was still legal when X Sabers, because they came out what, Shining Darkness, somewhere around that. Let's see. I need to look and see where Dark Strike Fighter is to see if his ass is banned or not. Nope. I feel like I'm close. It's gonna take you 30 minutes to watch an 8-minute video. Yeah, because we clearly have more. Press 1 if we could be watching tier mirror matches right now. Cap G. No one cares about this. Just give me more tier mirror matches. You missed them? Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, Cold Wave. So Cold Wave got banned March 2010. So this is the format that I'm looking at. Let's see. And actually, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Shining Darkness. Yeah, some of you got, like, I mean, yeah, it's going to take, like, but what do we have that's more important? Like, you want to watch more Dueling Book of just activate Kaleido Heart, special summon, Kit Kalos? Like, come on, bro. All right, yeah, this is the set when X Sabers got good. Bogart Knight, Dark Soul's probably in this set. There he is, Dark Soul. So this would be, I'm just trying to pinpoint a format, chat, to prove my point. This would be May 2010. So, and this is September 2010. So yeah, chat. Unless I'm mistaken, like Cold Wave was still around. Dark Sabers. X Sabers was the deck that got Cold Wave banned. I'm pretty sure they used to run Gold Sarcophagus, chat. They used to run Gold Sarcophagus because their two targets for Gold Sarcophagus in X Sabers were 1, Rescue Cat, which you can make an argument was the most powerful monster in the game, or 2, Cold Wave. And whichever one they didn't have, they would just search the other one. Like, X Sabers was insane. So I have a small problem with this, but let me hear what he says.
Would cause it to trigger multiple times in the end phase. Prince says, not saying that would have been was worded in such a way, not better shit to be doing. So XX Saber was insanely powerful despite probably not being that good for 1 or 2 tournaments.
What? Despite not, oh my God, bro. This be the problem with Zoomers. I'm sorry. I know you guys don't care. I know you guys are like, Cap, who got... this just be the problem with Zoomers. They say stuff like this and it's just not true. Like it's just fucking not true. Just because you play progression series against Simo doesn't mean you get to speak on X Saber. Like, it's just not true. Like, go back and just Google Yu-Gi-Oh! YCS. What year are we, chat? 2010. And then go look at the results of like X Saber's top 4, because I'm pretty sure, chat, Roy St. Clair broke through at top 4, and then he put the world in like, oh shit, this X Saber deck is like actually good. You know what I mean? He loves saying stuff like this. It's bad because I said so. X Saber's who? Anyways.
Because Dark Soul was worded in such a way that it was ambiguous as to whether multiple instances.
Okay, but it wasn't just that, what's it called, that Roy St. Clair did well. After that, everyone realized, oh, this deck is the best deck in the format. And then people started playing it and winning with it. So yeah, maybe he was a cheater, but it didn't matter. Like, the impact that he had was legitimate. I remember watching deck profiles of X Sabers in 2010. They were always consistent tops and win. That's what I'm saying. So like MBT's implying like, oh yeah, this deck was only good for like two events because of it. Like, no, this had nothing to do with it. I mean,
flipping.
It had to do with it, but they're like, what's it called? This, in a nutshell.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
There you guys go. It's not a personal thing for any of you guys. Like Cap G hates MBT. It's just a personal thing, Chad. As the history guy in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, if you ever make like a strong stance that is just objectively not true, it's going to bug me. Okay.
Would cause it to trigger multiple times in the end phase. Prince says, not saying that would have been format defining or anything, but all of the Tama archetypes, Valence, Runic, and Labyrinth, would have been much better if the set weren't randomly delayed to come out after Pote. The set was first scheduled for June and didn't come out until August.
I remember this. Me and Jib were going to a regionals, and Jib talked about this, and he said the secret goo of last Nationals chat was that everyone was going to play this deck, was going to play Runic. And I remember thinking, isn't Runic the deck that like doesn't do anything? But yeah, he said that was like the goo, was that the goo was like playing Runic. I still don't know what the fuck the puzzle or game board, I don't know what this fucking thing
yeah,
is.
So I don't think that Valence would have made a big meta impact, but I could have seen Labyrinth being a power player, except... Oh man, JGPM absolutely correct. I remember when Frightful Patchwork was announced, Fluffle players hyped that the card was going to make the deck broken and become the best deck, and then we didn't get it for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I remember. When was this supposed to come out? Because Fluffles, do you guys know Fluffles came out in New Challengers? They're like one of the earliest archetypes in Arc V. Because the little kid who plays them, Sora, he's like one of the first characters you meet. So I'm not saying that Patchwork should have came out in New Challengers, but like, yeah, this archetype is really old in the scheme of like Arc V.
I don't know why it took them so long to import this card. They have something out for Skyhawk specifically. Remember when this deck was going to be meta defining? I'll be honest with you, all Therion's really ever accomplished was giving some of the worst and most overhyped decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! A negate. Link Kaiju had one weekend in the TCG before Level Leader was banned. People were testing it months in advance and all it got was an OTS day. Yeah, there was a...
I don't actually know this deck. I don't Link Kaiju. I have no idea what this deck is.
A very short period of one weekend where I think Link Haribo and Level Leader...
Oh, I'm sorry, Dark Emperor. Hold on. My bad. There was a message on yourself. Give me 1 second, bro. Free Mine. If you're talking about Mystic Mine, that's what's it called. I still get comments on my Called by the Great video on how bad my take is. It's just, what's it called? Just check out my comments. Okay. Right after this video.
Were legal at the same time. Blue Eyes and Dark Lord and Kaiju were far and away the best decks. Here's a spicy one. In the OCG, they do not play Sprite Runic because of time rules. Skipping that many battle phases makes it so that when time is called, you cannot close out the game, whereas your opponent is allowed to stabilize and kill you. Oh, do they not do end of phase?
Yo! Chat, what are the... Hold on. What are the OC... This is actually... Hold on. What actually is the OCG's time rules? This could be an interesting concept for a video. Because I was watching a video by Joshua Smith. It was too long for me to watch the whole thing. But he said when... Was it Tactical Masters, I think is his set? He said when this set came out, or something, I don't know. He said that Sprite Runic was like definitively the best deck. And that is interesting. I never even thought about that. Like... They never played Runic and Sprite together in the OCG, like, ever. Like, why not? You know? Why did they never try that combination? But if it has something to do with the time rules, like, that seems like that could be good enough for a video. At least for me. Yes, they did. OCG invented Runic Sprite. They invented ITR. That's Cap. Oh, when you say that's Cap, I thought you were talking about me. So hold on, Jim. Are you saying they actually did play this deck? Yeah, are you saying they... What's it called? Hey, Zephyr Fox, how are you? This person, Castlevania, who has Sleepy Girl Takes a Nap deck as their avatar. I think this is her. He's saying that they didn't play it because of time rules. And I'm like, I don't super keep up with the OCG. That's where the idea comes from. They banned Toad. Yeah, but you don't... Okay, hold on. Now I'm feeling you're being a little sussy now because Did like every time I saw someone playing Runic, like that deck doesn't really revolve around Toad though, right? Like Runic Sprite is like the only Sprite build that wasn't beholden to Toad. Like, correct? Weren't they trying to always summon the draw one guy from the deck? You summon the draw one guy, draw a card, then you link it off or some shit, then you reborn it, draw another card. That's how you like always are ahead of your opponent. You just keep drawing card, draw. That's what he's saying. I'm confused. Oh, hold on. You're saying after they banned Toad, they started playing this build. Is that what you're saying, Jib? Okay. You're saying they started. All right. I'll look at I'll go back and I'll look at Road of the King and I'll vet that because this does seem like an interesting idea.
Close out the game, whereas your opponent is allowed to stabilize and kill you. Oh, did they not do end of phase? I know Constellar did have tops in the day, but it will forever be a shame Omega was given to them in the set that had the rulers. Yeah, this card was supposed to come out earlier and maybe would have made Constellar a force. It's a very powerful 4 in its own right, but doesn't have too much on Dracosac. When Exo Sister Martha was revealed, the deck shot to prominence in the OCG, combating both Sprite and Tier. The deck completely fell off in the TCG because we had the exclusive Garua, and as more players played Super Poly, Math.
I'm going to say this. As much as people might want to call Exo Sister a flop, it won a YCS. You cannot win a YCS and be considered a flop. It's impossible. Like, you cannot consider this, like, first off, this deck was never supposed to be the best deck, ever. That was never supposed to be the expectations. It was supposed to be a counter to Tier Elements. But it was also supposed to be a deck that got its ass whooped by Sprite, like always. So, I mean, to me, I would say Exo Sister overachieved, chat. Like, no one, like, this deck was not supposed to fucking win a YCS, and it did. So, what do you want?
Mech Rose is the third best deck until the Tier 0 tier format. From the release of Xiao up until the start of tier format, Dragon Maid consistently got tops in the OCG for reasons TCG players just could not understand. The only difference between them and the TCG list was Maxi, and yet consistently, for several years, this deck remained. Yeah, I have literally no idea why this was. Adamancipator was terrible. It couldn't even win a tournament. World Superstars in general was one of the worst decisions Konami made in that era. So many legitimately good pieces of support that either removed decks from meta contention or kicked decks down from potentially rogue to hard casual. Heraldry Patriarch would have been insane in exactly Heraldic Beast. Battling Boxer Shadow. Oh joy. New support. Far too late. Star Seraph Scepter. For what it's worth, we did still play this one. Yeah, well, not completely killing the deck, there was...
Let's go! I'm the only person in the entire TCG who knew about this ruling, chat. And yes, did I cheat at YCS Atlanta by continuing to play my manifestation the correct way? Yes, I did. And the reason I did it is because I knew I wasn't wrong. I was not, what is it? What's that line that, that guy, the famous guy in the stock market, they made a movie about him. I am not, hold on. I may be early, but I am not wrong. That's Michael Burry, I think that's his name. He says, I may be early, but I am not wrong. That's how I was about manifestation, chat. Admitted the cheating. What's your I didn't cheat. I played the card the way that it was supposed to be played.
It was a 4-month period where Altergeist couldn't do Manifestation Shuffle due to a translation error. Once errata, the deck went from struggling to top a regional into topping YCS events semi-regularly. If I had a nickel for every time...
This is not the reason why it wasn't called. Altergeist started topping because of Multifaker.
There was a mistranslation on an Altergeist card. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it makes me think someone at Konami doesn't like Doug. Prize cards not being accessible enough to be fully meta-warping. I'll go to bat for Giant Hand. There's a couple of rank 4 strategies around this time that were extremely powerful in the OC.
It's really hard to gauge how good this card, like... I think it really would have been interesting, Chad, had this card not been a YCS promo. Had it just been like an ultra rare. Because like it would have been a staple, no doubt. And it would have been a negate that like every deck could end on. But like I don't think it would have been insane. Yeah, I don't think it like would have been insane. It's not like Crush Card Virus or Cyberstein or some shit like that. But it would have been it would have just been good, like pretty good. You know, so I really wish that this card was not a YCS promo.
OCG, things like
Why was it a
Clown
pro-
Blade
Who
that just
knows?
weren't accessible in the TCG because we didn't have a generically good going first rank for. Like Giant Hand really
would've been
improved
that
the
card.
quality of a bunch of toolbox decks, but unfortunately it was a $3,000 card. Here's a Duel Links one. Grapha in Duel Links.
Okay, I don't know anything
Dark
about
World
this.
got a lot of great support in 2018, but it wasn't until 2021 that they actually got Grapha. By that point, they couldn't compete with the likes of Blue Eyes, Harpies, Thunder Dragon, and Fire King. The latter even got tanky in the same set.
Oh
Absolutely correct. I wailed for Grapha. I wanted this deck to be so good, so bad. And the stars looked like they were aligning
I
in
don't know
such a way
anything-
that
I don't
it
know
would be,
anything
but
about
the
Duel
lack
Links,
of
chat, so what do you
payoffs
guys
and
want?
the fact that a 2700 beefy body didn't actually
Why
win
are
the game in that
numbers
format
prize
was the
cards,
death knell for this
period?
archetype. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, it probably wouldn't have been powerful even if it was summonable, but for 4 years after the movie came out, could not even be played. Blue Eyes Ultimate had not come to the TCG. Here's a good one. 3-Axis Fire Fist was poised to do great.
I remember this. If I'm not mistaken, Rooster was limited. I actually can't remember the last. I think Rooster was limited before it came out. I can't remember when was the last time this happened. I can't remember the last time this happened, chat, where a card was like limited before it came out. But I think Rooster was the last one. Let's see. Being linked. Rooster was prematurely hit. Yeah. Temple of the Kings.
Great things, but the OCG
Horse
and the
Dick
TCG
Where do you see Horse Dick Turbo? I don't see any Horse Dick Turbo.
ban list were still linked at the time when hits came out, so Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster was hit prematurely. There was a period of time in the OCG when Dragon Link was clearly the best deck in the format, which led to the Darkness Metal Dragon errata. Part of that was this guy right here. In the OCG, Gandora X the Dragon of Demolition
Worked
checks
differently.
for existing attack. And the TCG checks for original attack. I heard you like FTKs. Megalith was an incredibly powerful deck that was playable pretty much exclusively because of the existence of Block Dragon. But because Adamancipator was good at the same time, sorry. This is a decent one. Numeron's not a particularly good deck, but it's well represented in Master Duel because of the extenuating circumstance that is how the ladder system rewards.
I got a question, chat. I have a question. How good was Numeron Network with S0? Because I actually think I feel like this is one of the hardest ones. Like, if you think about it on paper, it's insane. Because you could skip like 3 turns. Tier 1. I feel like some people might actually say it's bad. Because, I mean, you could imperm it. Yeah. Like, Numeron Eldritch. Like, how good was that? Because you guys remember, chat, when El Duelista, El Extraordinario gave it like the highest rating ever? They gave it like a 9.2. They basically said it's the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. At one point, they gave it the best rating ever. Or they gave it like at one point, they gave it like the highest rating ever. It was the Eldritch build of Numeron. And there was no, well, you can't say that it flopped though, because there was no, this was also when there were no YCSs. So that's why it's really hard to say, like, what is exactly the barometer of success? Like being number 1 on fucking Dueling Book? You know what I mean? Like there is no YCS to win. So that's why I'm wondering, like, how do we evaluate this deck? I really want to make a video about Numeron though, chat. Because when you just think about it, like, S0 is a win condition. I mean, if you back it up with Eldritch, like Golden Lord plus S0 should be able to close the game out. And then you had other variations like the Guru build. You know what I mean? Searchable, splashable, floodgate, what can go wrong? 9.2, basically tier. Unban S0, it did nothing wrong, doesn't matter. If you imperm when the amount of resources it used was like, yeah. I mean, that's true. The resource, I mean, it was one card. It was just Numeron Network. And if you didn't have imperm, like, you're probably just gonna lose. You know,
Boards quick game.
especially if you were playing like a combo deck. Too many remote duel cheaters played Numeron. DB isn't real. Bej says Sween. Hi Sween, how are you doing tonight? Hey Flax. My favorite part of the deck is that it proved the best part of Eldritch Synchro was the Synchro part. I don't care what anyone says. The best part of Eldritch is Eldritch. Second place at a YCS. Let's go.
With a 51% win rate. Yeah, Math Mech, a great answer for this. Incredibly powerful in a vacuum. But Laplacian sends cards to the graveyard. About a month after this deck released, people found out how to play
Tier Element.
Utopia could have been near meta if its boss monster hadn't been banned for another deck's sins. Feel bad about this one? Utopic Zexal was only really playable because of Numeron. Otherwise, it would have been a huge power player in Utopia, a deck that almost got there. In the OCG, I think this did put up some results, but here, whoops. Yeah, so
no, they what's it called? Is he talking about Utopia in general? Cause yeah, this was banned before the Utopia. They banned S0 before the Utopia cards came. This was the VFD ban list, chat, or am I wrong? I'm pretty sure in the OCG, or not, I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% sure they banned this before the Utopia structure that came out. But I feel like no. I did a video. It was Dragoon. Dragoon and S0 got banned on the same ban list in the OCG. Yeah, it was those two. It was Dragoon. Yeah, it was. You're right. It was the Dragoon ban list. Dragoon and S0 got banned on the same ban list in the OCG, and that was way before they released the they probably even revealed the Utopia or the Utopia stuff from Lightning Overdrive.
put up some results,
set with
but
Utopia
here,
on the cover.
yeah, so in the OCG, Red Eye's Dark Dragoon was exceptionally dominant, but in the TCG, it just wasn't. It was around, of course, and it was a backup plan for a great number of decks that were also playing Verte Anaconda, but usually it was just one more piece of an end board that was already unbeatable, or something you could do when you had been hand-trapped twice.
Press 1 if when MBT says it, it's right. But when Cap G says it, no Cap G, you dumb. Dragoon is banned in Master Duel. How dare you say Dragoon flop? Me. Yeah, when I say Dragoon flop, everyone wants to jump down my freaking throat and say, Cap G, you're so wrong. I play Master Duel all day. Okay. Bro, my entire comment section. Look at this. 900 comments, chat. I still can't. 900 comments. And one of them is me. Just for the record, chat. Probably more than one. Probably like 5 of them is me. 900 comments of people telling me, Cap G, I'm Master Duel, silver rank. You don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! But when MBT says it, oh, he's right. Okay. Did you read them all? Yes. I'm a real Yuki tuber. Of course I read them all.
People found out how to play tier.